Hi guys, we're back with some more skills for you to try at home. Today we're going to be talking about how to step up your caffeine intake game at home. If you're like me, you're probably getting a little bit tired of drinking drip coffee from stale supermarket beans. So today we're going to go through a few different steps that you could do, whether you drink coffee or tea, and maybe you'll get some ideas of how to just enjoy this time a little bit more now that your favorite cafe is shut down for a while. So step number one is to get better coffee. I like Maker House coffee from Red Deer. I happen to know that they are still roasting weekly and they are doing home deliveries right now. So get a good coffee, okay? And preferably in bean form and grind it at home. That way it's a lot fresher for you. Now the other thing you can do is try different methods of brewing your coffee. So we have, obviously, most people have like a drip coffee maker. Here's one that most people have is a French press. This one makes a bolder coffee, okay? It has like the nice foam on top, like a crema. It's very nice if you like a good strong flavor. Maybe though you prefer like the fruitier, brighter flavors that come from coffee, in which case you're going to want to pour over. This one you just put a filter in, put in a tablespoon and a half to 2 tablespoons of nicely finely ground beans, and then you pour the hot water over top slowly so that it has time to drip through and extract flavor, but it's not sitting in there. So it's not pulling a lot of richness and depth out of there. So you get a lot more of the fruit flavors and tones that come from it. If you want kind of the best of both worlds, you can go with something called an immersion pour over. This one has a valve on the bottom that goes from open to close, and you can do it basically like a pour over. It's got a lid, so it's slightly larger, so you can put a full cup's worth in here at one time. And you let it sit there for a couple of minutes, and then you open it up and let it drain out. So that one is somewhere in flavor between a French press and a pour over. You get more of the depth of flavor, but also a lot more of the fruity notes too. So that one is my preferred, actually. Obviously, this is not exhaustive. There's lots of other ways to brew coffee at home, but those are the ones that are easy to find, easy to get your hands on, and easy to use. Now, maybe you need to change the flavor of your coffee a bit. So one thing you can do is try adding some chicory root. This one is famous for New Orleans coffee. The recommendations here say use 2/3 coffee and 1/3 chicory for an authentic New Orleans coffee. I find this to be quite peppery and spicy. So what I usually do is about a teaspoon in with my coffee grinds is usually sufficient for a pot. This one I got from Silk Road Spice Merchant in Calgary. I believe they are still doing online orders, so you can check them out online too. Now, maybe you aren't a coffee purist. Maybe what you really like are all of those flavored syrups and creamers that you can get from the supermarket. And today I'm going to show you how to make your own one at home. So what you do first is take a can of sweetened condensed milk. Throw that in a jar. And we're going to add equal parts sweetened condensed milk and normal milk. You can use whatever you like. You can use skim, you can use whole, you can use cream if you like it to be a thicker one. I think I have skim in the house this week. Add that in. And then you're going to add in 1 to 2 ounces of a flavored syrup. Now, I buy some of these flavors just because they're easier to buy than to make at home sometimes. This one's going to be an English toffee. Doesn't really matter to me because I drink normal cream in my coffee, but this is for my husband. I hope he likes it. Lid on, shake it up, and then honestly it lasts probably a couple weeks in the fridge like this. It does last a little bit longer than the milk would have on its own because of the sweetened condensed milk. It is actually stretching out the life of your milk a little bit. But usually just use your guideline for your best before date on your milk as a general guideline for your creamer. Now, maybe coffee is not your jam. So today we're going to go over how to make a tea latte as well. Now what I've got here is a Earl Grey tea bag steeping in about 1 inch of hot water. And we're going to add some steamed milk. Now to make steamed milk at home, you're not going to get the same thing as you would using a steam wand off of a pressurized espresso machine, okay? That's injecting hot steam into the milk, simultaneously frothing it and heating it up. We don't have those means at our house. So what we have, obviously you can do the microwave, you can do it on the stove top, and then if you're doing it that way, to get a froth, there's like the little hand whisk things here. I've seen some of the pump action, or even you can do a frothing motion with your French press. The one thing that I have here is a Bodum milk frother. I actually quite like this guy. It heats up your milk and it brings out a nice bit of foam too. So that's my go-to right now for doing tea lattes at home. Now, a London fog is the old standby. This one is Earl Grey, like I said, and then vanilla syrup along with it. And I have my own homemade vanilla syrup. In order to make your own syrups at home, it's a simple syrup. It's 1 cup sugar, 1 cup water, bring it to boil on the stove, take it off heat, and add your flavor. Vanilla is the easy one to do because you have vanilla extract, but you can try it with all kinds of things. I've done it before with tonka bean. It's lovely. You can do toasted nuts. You can do, if you want to make like a fruity syrup, obviously you can do that too. You can do a rose one. That's really nice. And you can change up your tea flavors as well. You could do a rooibos. You could do a chai. You could even add chocolate syrup in at the end if that's your go-to. So quick and easy. That was how you make a lemon fog at home. Now, maybe you like a chai latte. What we're going to do is show you how to make a concentrate at home. So you take black tea, whatever kind of black tea bags you have kicking around, and we're going to add our chai spices. So we have cinnamon, and we've got cloves, cardamom, ginger. I have allspice in here a tiny bit, and black pepper also. I'm not going to tell you what quantities to use. If you've ever read the ingredients list on a chai tea bag, they all have the same similar ingredients, but in a different order. It depends on how spicy you like it, how rounded you like it. So you figure out what flavor you like predominantly in your chai, and you add more of that. Okay, but they all kind of use those same things. Cardamom is the essential chai spice. Okay, don't bother trying to make a chai extract or a chai concentrate if you don't have cardamom. It's just not going to be the same. Okay, so we're going to add 4 to 5 cups of boiled water. And this is the kind of concentrate where you would add like 1/3 of concentrate and 2/3 of milk into your cup, either hot or cold. So we're going to have it sweetened, and we're going to add a little bit of vanilla too, just to round out the flavor. I've seen this done a few different ways. Either you can just add this amount of water and then add some sweetness right into it, or you can steep it and then strain that out and boil it down with sugar. And I think actually that might be what I do, but I'm going to add a little bit of brown sugar and a little bit of honey to mine. So we're going to let this steep for probably 2 hours would be my guess in order to get the full flavor. You're going to get a bit of a bitterness from the tea if you leave it in that long. So you might want to take the tea bags out before that happens, but you want to get all of the flavor out of those spices that you possibly can. So let it steep until it's cool, and then remove all of the spices then. And you'll keep that in your fridge. Now, one more fun drink for you to try at home. This is whipped Dalgona coffee. It's like bitter, toffee-colored whipped cream, but it is in fact coffee made with instant coffee, sugar, and hot water. That's it. And you use equal parts of that. This actually, I got close to half a cup of whipped coffee, and I started with a tablespoon of each ingredient. So you whip it until you get stiff peaks, and then you serve it with some iced milk and a good dab of your whipped coffee on top. It's quite bitter on its own, but when you mix it with the milk, it is very nice actually. This one's all the rage all over the internet now. I don't know how people didn't hear about this until the last couple of weeks, and now everyone's doing it. But it's a fun little thing you can make at home. You don't even need to use an electric whisk. I've been doing it by hand because it's actually too thick for my little hand whisk. So yeah, just beat it up by hand. It takes a while. You're going to be doing this for a couple minutes at least. If you don't even have a whisk, apparently you can do it with a spoon, but that takes up to 10 minutes. So yeah, get a whisk. But yeah, these are a few options of how to just try something new at home. Hopefully it'll tide you over until your favorite cafe opens up. Don't forget to shop local, support local, and buy from Maker House Coffee. All right, have a good day.